Hello, friends of APBA and APBA Golf. Dr. TC here, and I promise to show you some additional short shots from around the green and the procedures for counting those distances when we are short-sighted and when we have good angles to the pin. So Mr. Palmer's on the red position here. We already did the yellow one. So what do we have? Let's get a little closer. That's better. Let's take a look at where he is. He's on the right side of the center line from the golfer's perspective. He's heading east-west. He's got 4 pins, 2, 3, 4, and 6, which are on the other side of that center line. So he is at a good angle to those pins, and you can see it. Just shooting right up to 2, 3, and 4, and 6, right through the alley of those 2 bunkers. That doesn't always happen, but it works well here in this demo. He has a lot of shot opportunities. He can hit a little pitch and run because there's lots of green to work with. He can hit a little skip and check shot with some spin on it. Lots of room for that to check and then trickle out. He could even hit a high lofted shot. So 2, 3, 4, and 6, he has a good angle, and just as if he were in the fairway, he's going to be able to aim at those 2 pins at his leisure and pick parallel lines to get at those pins. And you're going to see how we do this. He can do it in either direction. Now remember, we don't do diagonals in APBA. We are maintaining the orthogonal grid system of the original designer, and we're going to make this work and make it simple. So we're going to build a triangle. We're going to first go to pin 2, a rectangle, excuse me. My goodness, it's a rectangle. So here is the first corner, there's the second corner straight up. That's what the orthogonal means. And then we're going to come down here, straight across, and then the fourth piece of that triangle is the pin itself. So that should be pretty intuitive. So Arnie can shoot east-west on one line, or he can shoot south-north on this 2 line. Which would he pick? Well, this is nasty here, and this is probably a lot closer to the reality. He's got a lot of green to work with here, so let's get rid of number 1. Okay, he's got how much to get here? We got to count the full distance of the longer one, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, only 15 south-north, so the full 20, and then the 15 to 5 ratio here. So 20, and then 5 for the full 15, 25-yard shot. Well, how close are we to that? This is just a board game, but how close? There's a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, and that's not even that much better, but 3 times 7 is 21, and then 5, that's 26. Well, we're pretty close, aren't we? 5, 10, 15, 20, and 5 for that is 25. We're within about a yard. Pretty good for a board game. All right, let's take a look at pin 6. Pin 6 is pretty easy to get to no matter where we are. I just kind of do this in my head, but as a courtesy, I'm going to build this rectangle again. It doesn't matter which one here. He's got a lot of green to work with either way. He could pick either one. They're going to be the same distance. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 plus a 5 is 35. 5 for that 15, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Get that right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Of course, it's always going to work that way. Okay, 3 and 4 are going to be similar. He could go to 3 this way, or he could go south-north this way. And with 4, he's got those same choices. Lot of good choices when you are on the opposite side of the center line as the pin is. Let's change the game. We're short-sighted now. We've got to go to pins 1 and 5. Again, definitions of short-sighted, I've used these. It's basically there's not a lot of distance between the pin and the edge of the green. I've had colleagues ask me to define it further, to clarify it. Does it matter how far away you are? Does that distance change? I'm going to show you another way to do this in an upcoming video, but I'm going to stick to the rules of APBA 2010 and 14 for this video, and they work pretty darn good. Okay, so short-sighted's nasty. First, these pins along the edge of the green are difficult for a couple of reasons. For one reason, there's no room, and the second reason is the greens are crowned, which means they feed away, and the greens are usually elevated. They're elevated, so they're easier to cut, and they're crowned, so it's easier to drain water. And that's a way golf courses that have the money to build the greens, they will typically do that. So these are just really bad spots to get into, and we are going to make Mr. Palmer and any other player get back to the center line and hit his shot along the center line. No count for that 10 yards because it's not a full 15. So he's just hitting from here 5, 10, 15 yards to get to pin 5, which is not a bad penalty. It's close to the center line, and that 15-yard shot will get him an automatic result in feet, won't it? So that will be nice. What about pin 1? Again, no charge, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and just hope for something to the right. He's not going to be trying to cover the bunker, cover the edge of that turf, that rough, which is probably several inches lower than the green itself. He's just going to have to hit his 25-yard shot here and hope to get something to the right. And don't miss the green on the short side if the pin is number 1. Get the ball to the left side and try to get it onto the green. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Until next time, when we have a new topic, or maybe I'll extend this topic as promised. Until next time, farewell, friends.